Hello and welcome to the last and the current run of Mock the Week, where over the last few weeks we've seriously weakened the coalition, massively pressurised the opposition and talked a lot about Sepp Ladders. Tonight we'll be looking back at some series highlights, outtakes and stuff you won't have seen before. Hope you enjoy it. How has Ed Balls become implicated in the Miliband story?
Ed Balls has been implicated because supposedly he was part of the plot to overthrow Gordon Brown. He was part of... Well, I'll say that again because it wasn't Gordon Brown he was trying to overthrow him.
Well, he just loves overthrowing, doesn't he?
And I'll take over here. I'll take over here. If it's heavy political stuff we're dealing with, I'll take over here.
But basically, he's been involved...
No, sorry, that's good.
Yeah, OK, I'll get it right this time.
Yeah, go on. You were explaining it beautifully, I thought. Moving on, how has Ed Balls become implicated in the Miliband story?
I'll tell you.
Well...
Apparently it was the first words out of David Miliband's mouth when he heard that Ed had won the election. Yeah. Ed Balls. Come on!
Basically, Ed Balls has been implicated in the plot to overthrow Tony Blair because he was part of this whole idea of rebranding Gordon Brown as Project Volvo because Gordon Brown was supposed to be dull and unreliable, basically. Or dull and reliable.
Yes.
Well, it was part... They did some research. The two parties did... Well, Labour did some research, and they found that Gordon Brown was likened, if you could get an object, he was likened to a Volvo, a bear or a buffalo. And they did some research on David Cameron, and they found that he was likened to a Spritzer, an Alcopop, a BMW or a horse.
Isn't the idea that they wanted to rebrand him because when people given these abstract concepts, they thought Gordon Brown, they think of as beer and whiskey, and David Cameron as Spritzer and Alcopops. Who could look at that and think that that's negative towards Gordon Brown?
Hello!
Spritzer drinkers among us.
I love them. I tell you what, if it was a Campari, you'd have had my vote. The memos that this was based on leaked, right? The last time Ed Balls saw the memos, he says, they were on his desk when he was Secretary of State for Children, Schools and Families. What kind of incompetent person leaves incriminating paperwork on a desk after they've left a job? Wait a minute. Frankie's plan to oust Dara?
Never happened.
The plan was to try and make him appear more normal.
Yes.
This is the thing. They wanted to hide his exceptional school record and the fact that he excelled as a student and was fast-tracked through politics because he was a really good student and really clever. And they wanted to hide that fact and make him seem more normal because that makes him appeal to the voters, to be more normal. People want to vote for someone who's like them. I want someone exceptional in number 10. I don't want someone who's like me. I spent 2 hours yesterday trying to remember if I'd had a shower yet or not. That is true.
Sitting where I am now, I can tell you the answer for today is no.
You know the news, what's going on here?
Oh, really? They found a piece of toast with Osama bin Laden on. They would have found it 10 years ago, but it was hiding in the toaster. It definitely is him, because when someone tried to eat it, he used a Pop-Tart as a shield.
It is surely the photograph I've always wanted. It's proof that Osama bin Laden is toast.
Yep, that's what
That is, of course, Osama in his heyday. Now, of course, you know, if you pull out the crumb tray and pour it into the sink, that is more what he looks like.
Jesus must be well pissed off with this. 'Cause even a few weeks ago, that would have been Jesus.
That would have been Jesus.
It's me, lads. I'm back again. I'm on toast this time.
Toast is unbelievably fickle. Toast chases trends like no other heated bread.
It's not the bread, though, is it, guys? Think about it. It's the toaster that's done that. You put the bread in the toaster. It's the toaster that's cooked his face, like Bin Laden. So it's the toaster, you idiots.
Somebody's been watching Delia Smith.
What has been revealed about elephants this week?
Elephants are like human beings in that they flirt and they have arguments.
They flirt.
They flirt. Elephants flirt. There are elephant chat-up lines and everything.
What, you could phone up and an elephant would
No,
bellow?
not a chat line.
Erotic messages down the phone.
Not an elephant chat...
I think elephants are overprotected. Well, it's easy for me to say from my ivory tower.
It was worth it just to get to that joke. What has Work and Pension Secretary Ian Duncan-Smith been calling for this week?
He has said, Ian Duncan-Smith has called on British bosses to employ more British people. And the British bosses have said that they can't do that because foreign workers work much more efficiently and the British have lost their work ethic. And that's as much as I'm going to say, unless I'm on double time. And I get another tea break.
Well, as a foreigner, I'll pick up the slack then, won't I?
The only thing that gets me is I have a very left-wing and liberal attitude to Eastern European immigration. The only thing that comes to it is, though, is you go, welcome them, let them come in, but then you get refused entry to a nightclub by a bouncer from Lithuania. And suddenly your lefty attitude to immigration takes a big step to the right for the...
It's not just bouncers from Lithuania who turn you away, though, is it?
Well, here's the thing. Every bouncer on every nightclub door in Dublin now, it seems, are from Eastern Europe. And Eastern European bouncers, they're hard-working, they're conscientious, but they don't watch Mock the Week, right? This means nothing trying to get into a nightclub in Dublin. And then you hate yourself for the stuff you come out with. Lefty liberal going, what do you mean you won't let me in? We let you in.
You don't mind having, like, efficient cherry pickers, but you don't want, like, an Eastern European traffic warden, do you? Like, I gave out 500 tickets this morning. I gave out 500 tickets this morning. I need to drink some beer.
What point does he go,
I grew up on Dracula
one
films.
parking ticket.
You cannot park
ticket.
here. No parking in this area.
Sorry, is that Dracula or Bob Dylan?
You cannot park here.
Presumably the traffic warden goes, and why are you parked here? And the driver goes, I couldn't get in the cherry!
Fast recovery, your captain. Our next round is called Newsreel. We play in a recent piece of footage featuring people in the news and ask Hugh to suggest what might be being said. This week's clip features the royal family.
Oh, my God, my arse has gone to sleep. Well, it's so difficult to decide from one test drive. I think it's a toss-up between this and the Vauxhall Astra. What do you think, Liz? Well, why don't you ask them if they can do a deal? Oh, this is a strange dealership. Fancy dress. I see. Liz has come as one of the girls from Sheila's Wheels. Yes, I want the big one out the front, all leathered up. It's not the first time I've said that. I'm not in fancy dress, actually. I'm a proper judge. Oh, can you get me a super injunction?
What have you done?
Oh, practically everything.
Well, as you can see from the footage from the speed camera, it's a black Daimler with bulletproof glass, registration plate HRH1. So if you can decide which of the two of you was driving, you'll be saving yourself a lot of time and indeed trouble. We've also got your husband's hard drive, madam. Yeah.
I thought I got the safeguards on. Must have forgotten.
Did they find anything on the computer, ma'am?
Well, actually, it was rather sweet. 6,000 images of Pippa Middleton. But if you'll excuse me, I've just got to go and do a bit of moonlighting. Shouldn't take a minute. Yes. Are you paying too much for your car insurance? Have you seen what's going on over there? Yes. They're trying to fit me up for a crime I never did, yes. Speeding and looking at the posterior of a very attractive young lady. I don't get it. Since when has that been a crime? They can't bang you up for that, can they? Oh, perhaps they can. I've done nothing. If you want to arrest someone for a crime, get Princess Beatrice for that hat she wore at the royal wedding. It looked like a mutant curly-whirly. Brown fuzzy felt, yes.
Now, so, Philip, Louis, Stavros, Mountbatten, Windsor, you are charged on 365 counts of endangering wildlife and 18 of impersonating a policeman with an Indian accent. How do you plead?
Oh, piss off.
Well done. Why has strike action been called, by the way?
The reason this is to do with the pensions.
It's to pensions, yes.
Apparently, 1 in 5 people alive today are going to live to 100. That's how bad this situation is. 1 in 5 people. Like, you think I'm not happy about that at all. And you think I'm in my late 30s and I already fart when I cough, so I'm not. I'm not happy about that.
I'm very grateful you've not got a tickly throat at the moment.
In other news, what has been discovered this week about man flu?
It exists, apparently.
It does exist. In what way does it exist?
In the way that.
I just know.
Never mind, she's on her period.
You can clap, she's just coughed and I've still got to sit here.
No, apparently man flu does exist. But apparently women are better at fighting off the viruses because we've got stronger sex hormones. That's official.
No, stronger immune systems. I'm not sure if that's...
Sorry.
This is quite the same thing.
Confusing me, Grazia magazine. Sorry.
We've got so much more to do as well, women. There's the cooking, the cleaning, and everything. We can't be going down with the flu. We've got to do the dinner.
Yes, women just don't get as many colds as men do. It's the same effect when you do, but they just don't get as many colds because their immune system is much stronger.
Basically, we're just better. That's really what... I mean, it's quite a long article, but they could have just written it in one line, just women are better. That would have been it, I think. That would have been...
I'd like to answer
Bill's
this...
not even on my side there, that's it.
The problem for men, essentially, is that when you are ill, no one believes that you are. So there's a whole opportunity for the drugs industry. You need drugs that make you look iller. You know what? Lemsip Max increases the symptoms of flu.
So they live 5 years longer on average.
Women do live 5 years longer, and they get to stop work 5 years earlier as well.
Yeah.
Which is the thing.
Not for long.
You'd be laying in a coffin and she's like, he ain't really dead. He's just putting it on. Look at him laying in there, all pasty and dead. Because I mentioned the garden shed needed mending.
Was your grandfather's funeral particularly traumatic?
Yeah, we couldn't get out the chair.
Who's the real power broker? Who's the kingmaker in parking in this country?
Is it NCP?
No, it's not NCP. Who's the one single individual who wields more power over parking in this country than anyone else?
Boris Johnson.
No. It is, according to Parking Review, it's Hugh Dennis.
Yeah.
That's right. This magazine, which was sent to me anonymously, Parking Review, features 10 separate photographs of Hugh Dennis on its pages at the moment.
Yeah, I did the National Parking Awards.
Who wins a National Parking Award?
They did Best Multi-Story. That was in there. Have you not done the National Parking Awards?
I've not done the National Parking Awards, and I didn't know that this was a bonus of it. I'm going to seek out the National Parking Awards.
So, sorry, when you say parking, do you mean, like, in a car, reversing into a slot? Yeah, is that your talk? Right, OK.
Yeah. They had awards, and Hugh handed them out.
I handed them out, yeah. Well, I gave them all tickets, to be honest.
I get a feeling Hugh's not enjoying this.
Shawty. Sepp Blatter. Why have mother-in-laws been in the news this week?
A woman wrote a letter saying that her daughter-in-law was uncouth, and that there was a wedding coming up. She was uncouth. She ate her dinner from the wrong side.
What's that? What is that? Is there a direction? You have to go left to right with your dinner. You have to go like the typing.
In polite circles, and you get your dinner put in front of you. You start on the left-hand side and make your way across. Jack
Was
will
this
tell
the
you.
plate?
What? No, and if they put, like, all the
Oh, for
steak, you have
Christ's
to
sake.
eat your way through the stuff until eventually...
I knew you people were plebs, but this is unbelievable. In the East End, we start on the left-hand side, we make our way over to the other side.
What happens if you don't like the stuff on the left-hand side?
Well, you're in trouble, isn't
You have to turn the plate round.
What do you do if it's like pasta? What if you're accidentally... and it seems to be coming from over there? And you're like, no, I mean this bit. Like, it's all mixed
So
in.
if your pork chop
I'm
is
not
there,
solving problems, I'm just explaining things.
if your pork chop is there
Yeah.
and your potatoes are there, you have to eat your pork chop first.
Yep.
And then the potatoes afterwards.
Optional, the potatoes. As long as you've started on the left, everyone goes...
What if it's soup?
Can I explain this? Yes. A lady called Carolyn Byrne this week sent an email to her future daughter-in-law. She's stepmother of the guy she's marrying, a lady called Heidi Withers. And it went viral. And in which she accused her of being very uncouth, lacking in grace, said that it was disgraceful that she'd never sent her a thank you card for the time she spent, that she shouldn't have stayed in bed while the rest of the house was up. And basically, and said, essentially, that, you know, oh yeah, you shouldn't get married in a castle unless you live in a castle.
Which is ridiculous. You don't get... If you live in a castle, you get married in St. Paul's Cathedral.
Yeah. You do, yeah. I mean,
You live in a castle, you can get married.
I can't help it. He lures me in. I loved the Count. He was my favourite thing. One peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Yeah.
My favourite thing was they've then asked them for comments afterwards, and they've all stonewalling, haven't they? Nobody said anything. The bride and groom haven't, apart from her father,
yeah.
who came out with the great quote, which was that woman. Basically, she's got a head so far up her arse, she doesn't know whether to speak or fart. And this is the bloke, right, who's got to make a speech at the wedding.
Yeah.
If he's saying that now, get a ticket for that reception.
I think it's nice to see a mother sort of, like, looking after her son, because whenever I go out with girls, my mum always takes the side of the girl, probably justifiably. But I was going out with a girl recently, and it was, like, quite a difficult patch of the relationship. And I don't normally do it, but I was like, I'm going to look on her phone. On her phone, I found a text message from my mum saying, I think you deserve better.
It is very different. Etiquette in other people's houses is very different. There's lots of etiquette I've never, ever understood. As a child, genuinely, I used to get very confused when I said, you know, you mustn't eat with your mouth open. And I genuinely thought, how'd you get the food in? It's also that ludicrous thing about when you are eating soup, you're meant to push the spoon away from... And you think, that's my mouth's here. Why am I... What's all that about?
You know, if you go to someone's house for dinner in the evening, right, and you go upstairs and you lay a massive log in the toilet that won't go down, what is the etiquette there?
You break it down with a brush. That's what you do.
You do battle with it.
You fight it and you win. And like soup, you push away. You push away all the time. You always try to do that.
Thanks, Gar.
The worst thing is if you go to... This has happened to me. You go to the loo and you find there's a massive log already in it. Yeah. And what do you do then?
You walk out and you go, who left this disgraceful thing in here?
I had to spend...
I am not
I
taking
had to beat someone else's massive log to death before I could go back downstairs for fear that they'd think that I had left.
It's the worst of all possible. And they were all looking at you normally, apart from one person looking at you going, you have destroyed my log. You and I both know what I did there, and you can never tell anyone. I am the winner here. Now we come to scenes we'd like to see, so if everyone can make their way over to the performance area, please. I'll read out this week's topics, and then we'll see what our panelists can come up with. OK, here we go. If you do that in as fucking shambolic a way as possible, that'd be really helpful. Of course, we'll get them to do it all again. Now we come to scenes we'd like to see, so if everyone can make their way over to the performance area, please. I'll read out this week's topics, and then we'll see what our panelists can come up with. If you could manage to do that less sarcastically. Now now we come to scenes we'd like to see. So if everyone can make their way over to the performance area, please. Yeah, you got to do it again. Look, you naturally... Walk in like you're naturally walking into the position.
That's my normal walk.
Yeah, no one.
Inches that way.
What? I'll give you 2 inches.
Now.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
OK, here we go. The first subject is unlikely things to hear on a history documentary. Sorry, too soon. Apologies.
Harsh.
My fault. Sorry, do you want to walk back and walk back out again? My fault.
No,
it's still valid. It's still you. It's still you doing it. No one will step in.
I'll go back a little
promise you.
bit.
Go back all the way. I'm sorry. Itchy trigger finger. I apologise. Oh, now I'm so tempted to do it again. Very much. It's very important that part of my head looks fantastic at all times.
Yeah, thanks, Rob. Yeah.
That's why I plucked all the hair off, just to make sure that it received all the attention it deserved. Wayne Rooney's a pussy. OK, at the end of that round, the points go to Alan, Hugh and Milton. Wow. OK, can we do that again without you whining like a fucking child, right? Go back there. Christ almighty.
Is it how many matches has Novak Djokovic lost in the last
Do you want to do that again? Djokovic.
Is it how many matches has Novak Djokovic lost in the last 12 months?
Yeah, round about that. That'll do fine. It's actually not. It's this year. Sorry, you'll just get sports nerds given out to us. It's actually this year.
Strangely, I thought a year was 12 months.
No,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I've misunderstood.
No, this year means 2011. Right, okay, and we're only in the middle of this year, Hugh. So don't get picky with me. Right?
Unless, of course, I wasn't aware that you were using the Gregorian calendar. Anyway,
reinstated those 13 days in which he lost yet another game.
OK.
Right, okay.
Unless, of course, people are watching this on Dave.
In which case, it all happened
exactly.
many decades ago. Maybe now's the time to test for the fallout levels and see if it's OK to resume living on the surface of Earth.
Is it how many matches has Novak Djokovic lost in the year of our Lord 2011?
This week's clip features Nick Clegg and David Cameron.
What are you talking
I
about?
know. You'll love this one. Well done, Hugh. Part of a scheme we have here just to boost the self-confidence of members of the team. Randomly, I say well done and people clap.
I've got a star chart in makeup.
OK, let's... Why has Cheryl Cole been in the news this week?
Because she's got a really good PR agency.
I met her once, dead behind the eyes like a shark. Like a shark. The other four are great fun. Fucking the blonde, boozy one, she's gas. But it's even the weird, like, porcelain one, she's fun as well. But she...
Dara's gone.
Did you go dead behind the eyes? Dead behind the eyes!
The next topic is unlikely things to hear on a TV talent show.
Tonight, I'm going to be climbing a step ladder.
You're right. I can't sing. Thanks.
I'd like to dedicate this song to a friend of mine who was run over last week and is in hospital. The wheels of the bus go round and round, round and round.
I've got an ability that no one on this planet has. That's Ant, that's Dec.
It was like Elvis was in the building. You're fat and there's a stench of death.
Well, Peter, it's not what everyone would call entertainment, but you are one hell of an assassin.
I thought you hit the high notes really, really well. Be interesting to see if you can still do that when I haven't got your nuts in a clamp.
Hello. Where's my double act partner? Oh, he's in here. Feeling nothing more than feeling. Trying to
When you said you were going to ride a donkey...
Yes, I have been on the show before. I was once trapped in somebody else's underpants, going, feeling.
That was an exceptional performance, and the way that you have overcome your blindness is truly inspirational. But this is a chip shop, the X Factor audition.
I'm going to be honest with you. I think you're all terrible, OK? All of you, you're completely dreadful. I don't know what you're doing. Especially you, Hasselhoff. What have you done since Baywatch?
I think you could go the whole way. And if you do, I'm quite likely to put you in the final.
I know you said you were a Gary Glitter tribute act, but we weren't expecting you to do that.
Yeah, I'm Tom, and this is Dave, my dancing guinea pig. Play the music! Play the music!
The next topic is unlikely lines from a superhero film.
Worry not, Procrastination Man is here. Where is everybody? What's with all the blood?
Catwoman, what did I tell you about not shitting in next door's garden?
I am Big Society Man. I could do it for you, but I'd much rather you did it yourself.
Prepare to meet a new breed of sex-change superhero in the X-Men.
Yes, I do believe a man can fly, but only if he's carrying under 100 mils.
I am Parking Review Man. Where's my check?
I'm Hyperman. I'm like Superman, only... Oh. I'm Hyperman. I'm like Superman, only... I'm Hyperman. I'm like Superman, only I'm bigger and I sell tellies. Worth the trip twice, I think, wouldn't you say?
Just call the police.
I'm sexist, I'm racist, and I drive like an arsehole. I am White Van Man.
What use is a spider's web against me, Duster Man and Hoover Boy?
Hello, I'm Batman Begins.
OK, next topic is...
Oh, I had a really good one.
Oh, did you?
I think so.
Go on.
Where should I do...
Yeah.
Hey, you're doing it. This is part of it!
Oh, shit. I'm sorry, you're just really good at acting. At the end of the series, I couldn't give a shit. OK, at the end of that round, try to get the mood back up again. Get the mood back up again. The mask has slipped.